Hello, this is OldCrowBalthazor. Welcome to Balthazar's Strategic Arcana. This is the start of my new multiplayer series playing 1916 Icarus Mod. I'm going to be playing it with MdSmall. He's going to be playing the Sense Powers. I am the Entente. Let's go. So this is episode 1, right? January 29th, 1916. That's Rebel. Now, him and me did a turn before, and there was an issue. My video was an hour and 35 minutes but I don't know how long this one. It'll be long because the very first turn for the Entente is pretty consequential. I got some major strategic decisions to make and a whole bunch of operational and tactical things. There was a video up that kind of overviewed this that I put up a couple days before. I will reiterate over some of the things we got to do again, but anyway, let's watch. He's going after the Montenegrins here. Quiet. Now, I'll be bouncing around all over the place. We've got critical research to do, but I'm going to have a real critical decision regarding the Salonica front. That's cut there. That's an Indian core there that's cut off. Got a little ambitious, didn't they? Commander-in-Chief Tsar Nicholas II. Preparations are well advanced for a spring offensive to retake Galicia and Bukovina from Austria-Hungary. General Brusilov reports that the morale of our troops is high. If our forces succeed in recapturing Chernovitz, and I'll show you guys this on the map, we believe that Romania will take an increased interest in entering the war on our side. Should our armies also recapture Lemberg and Zimazol, the Romanians will realize our advance is unstoppable. Well, I kind of doubt that's going to happen, but we'll see. King Ferdinand of Romania will not wish to miss the opportunity to exploit Austria-Hungary's weakness. We are certain they will then mobilize his armies to join the Entente. May God continue to be on our side. Okay, I'm going to have to do this, but I'll read it. It's from General Murray, Egypt Expeditionary Force. 6th Corps of the Indian Army has been advancing towards Baghdad, is now surrounded by the Ottoman forces of Qatar al-Mara. General Townsend has been able to send word to us that though morale is high, their supplies will likely only last until the end of April, where they'll be eating their shoes. It would be possible to send additional forces from Egypt to Mesopotamia in a rescue effort to relieve the siege at Qatar al-Mara. By our calculations, if we dispatch the 1st Indian Corps and the 1st Indian Cavalry Corps immediately to Basra, they could reach the besieged forces just before supplies reach out. However, spring flooding in Mesopotamia may impede our ability to keep those additional forces supplied. Well, I am going to do this for 50 MPP. There we go. Now, this one's a big deal. We have now successfully evacuated our remaining troops from the Gallipoli Peninsula. The 1st Field Artillery Unit is available for replacement. Do you wish to return to France? It would go to Marseille. Or Senate defends Salonica. We're going to view the map. Now, this is the situation at hand right now. Serbia just fell. Montenegro is holding, but not for long. Well, he did... Yeah, sometimes you got unlucky. I've tested this about 6 times. A lot of times it's mud, and he's able to get into Puerto Rico, which is the capital. Anyway, this is the deal. These forces alone are not going to be enough to hold this back. unless I go in, like bring in British units and other French units. And the artillery unit will deploy here. Yeah, I have tested it, and I can evacuate all these units here. These two right off the bat, and these three the next turn. Salonica is a unique port where you can evacuate here, here, and here. This guy won't be able to get out. That pretty much means these guys are going to be gone, because there is a decision to Corfu, and I probably will do that anyway. They can't get through. Well, they can get through here, but this is part of Greece. This is the deal. If I evacuate all this, and I've tested both ways, all these troops, I can, there's big transport costs involved, but I can send them to Italy, or I can send them to Egypt, or France, or over here. But there's an issue with that. The problem is it's going to release all these Central Powers units when they finally clean this up. He doesn't necessarily have to attack Greece. Now, if I stay, there's some benefits to if I stay. First, it's going to tie up all of his units. Now, we're going to be hard pressed, so I'm going to need the artillery here if I decide to stay. I'm going to have to bring in some British units. I'm not going to have an HQ with them. I'm going to want to bring in more French units. Now, Greece is neutral. However, and then there's also Romania we got to talk about too. However, the Russians, they're eventually going to lose. And they go through two revolutions. The very first revolution is when the provisional government comes up. And he's got to get the Russians' national morale down a certain level. When it happens, there is a possibility that they can persuade King Constantine down here to go pro-Entente. And Greece will enter the war. And I don't know, it's a variety... Oh, shoot. Stand by. All right, I'm back. Apologize. Usually I have the phone ringer off by an important call. Anyway, where was I? So anyway, when the Russians have the first revolution, there's a decision that could be made to try to sway these guys to go over to Entente. And then there's another buggeroo. So there's a few more Bulgarian units, and there's a couple German units, and Mackenstein. I think we can't see it all, but the Bulgarians hardly have anything here. They have hardly anything here either, the Austrians. I can get the Romanians in if I take Chernovitz, which is really hard to do. It looks close, but it isn't easy, all right? Because the Germans can get in here, Austrians, and they can feed this. You're going to have to cut them off here. It's not an easy thing. However, if I do this, within 2 or 3 turns, I need to throw all the Entente members, throw massive chits into diplomacy to swing Romania. Right now, they're at 50% pro Entente. They want to get in, they want to recover, or they want to get Transylvania. There was a significant Hungarian population here, but there was a lot of Romanians out here too. So if I stay, I need to follow up with that. I'm going to have to get units over here. Now, I'm going to strip some of this. I will get an Anzac unit here, but I'll have to bring these over. This one's going to stay. Now, yeah, this is a difficult decision. He'll have to stay. And the other thing, too, if he gets released, a lot of these units will probably just end up right here. He already has a heavy artillery piece here, the Austrians do. They have one on the Eastern Front, and they have this, but all this stuff gets released. So I'm going to go ahead this time, and I'm going to stay. Now, I still might get kicked out. I don't know. But in tests that I've done, I've actually ended up being a disaster for for Italy. Quick. So, kind of in a rock and a hard spot. So I'm going to go no. Okay. To provide a safe haven for Serbian forces that have retreated in Albania, we propose to occupy the Greek island of Corfu. The island will join the pro-Entente territory that we control in northern Greece. It will also provide us with a source of supply for operations in that region. Transferring control of the island to us, we're going to agree. So again, the Entente, we got a whole bunch of different things going on. At the end of the term, there's 50% chance too that there's going to be an air revolt. Okay, so there we go. Okay, General Alexiev. Now British forces advance in Mesopotamia. Our Turkish enemy is distracted on many fronts. This opens up new possibilities for us outflanked them to the south. We could send a force to invade Persia and capture Tehran. There's a good chance that the Persian Cossack Corps defending Tehran would defect to our side, or we could march through Persia and Mesopotamia to join forces of the British in the south. General Yudenich recommends creating an expeditionary force with 2 columns and our General Baratov to achieve these objectives. If you agree, a full-strength infantry division will be created at Astara, and a full-strength cavalry division will be created at Tabriz, both with full research. This will cost us 50 MPPs per turn for 3 turns. I am going to go yes. Now, whether I'm going to invade that or not, I don't know. The Russian public starts to blame the Tsar for Russian losses in the war. We get a variety of units. Now, we're going to... usually we'll go... we'll take a look at research real quick, but I'm not going to do it because I got transport costs. I got some... down south and some upgrades, a few. So if we look at... Well, let's just go look at research real quick. So here's the British. So I only got 375. We already have artillery weapons level 1, and we got infantry weapons level 1. We don't have gas research. Here's the French. It's pretty similar. The Russians we'll look at when we do the Russians, and the Americans and all that, and the Italians we'll look at. Well, we can look at Italians now because it's all here. So they start out with gas and shell production. Trench warfare. Not a whole lot of money. Well, that reminds me, since we looked at it, let's go to the war maps. Convoy line. So I'm going to direct as much Franks as I can to the Italians. And then the British. This is locked in. They support the Russians. It's not like the 1914 campaign where at the very first turn you can decide whether you want to do France. I would rather do France. But then the United States is moldable. I will keep this going to Britain. All right. So, speaking of the Germans and speaking about their research, before we're going to go do Salonica first, that area down there, and then I'm going to do the Russians. But just looking here, so what I do know is the Germans already start out with a Chet. You can double Chet in artillery weapons, and he could double up on it. And I've tested the Germans. They got more money, so they literally can do gas production. They can do infantry weapons, and they can get one shit in the artillery weapons if they want, all in one fell swoop. Austrians, no. Let's go look at the money. Yeah, when I did this turn before, I actually did this later on in the video, but I've done this again. I've tested this. I've hot seated this. It's a real hard decision whether to stay in Salonica or not. However, we got to put pressure on them, and I've got some other tricks up my sleeve, possibly. Let's go look at German research. Yeah, he threw an awful lot. How much money was he pulling in? Not everything, though. Here's the Austrians. 125. I don't know, but I would bet he did artillery. How about the Turks? Could be artillery, could be infantry weapons. National morale. Let's look at everybody. So we start up pretty high, the British right now. The French are at 79. Italians are at 92. Were the British 92? Yeah. That could change real quick, though. Serbs are out of the picture. The Russians are at 59. It gets down below 50, which is fairly easy to do this year. We're going to be talking trouble. The Germans, though, are at 79. The Austrians are a pretty fragile state, 66. And Johnny Turk, or the Ottomans, 77. So we're going to do the Salonica front. I got to do this carefully. I can bring British units in this port, move them in, and do what I will. And we got to make sure. He might have. There's one German sub already, and they have 2 Austro-Hungarian subs, and he could be anywhere in here. Also, oh, I do got a unit here. Good. I can't dig in. He formed here. A lot of times. Let me see here. Yeah, it's all random. It's too bad that spawned, because I could cover these 3. The last thing I want him to do is be in City Barani. He will make a beeline this way. Well, we're going to get this unit in and this unit in, but I've got to be able to cover here. And I got to hold here hard. And it's difficult. The Turks do have a artillery weapon somewhere in here when they start. And core and a detachment. This is soft. I can upgrade this. Kind of need to have this here. See, I can swing like this. I can actually bring that over like that too. But if I do that, can I dig? Okay, let's do this. I'm going to do this a little different. Cyril's a 5. Yeah, Mackenstein's here. I don't know how good the Austrian generals are. I think they're about pure. We survived. I can get this guy out. Serbia surrendered, so now they're free. Got one of these frozen, not mud. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're going to do some things right off the bat. Except for I should do this, but that's fine. Now that's Murray. I'm going to get an Anzac Corps here. You, I'm going to want here to do this, and I'm going to need it. Okay, I'm going to upgrade this. Now the subs can be anywhere. He can get them down in here. I've got to be able to track. I'm also going to want to move one of these down. Possibly that. I can't tell if I can see or not. They're not upgraded. I have to do a shift. I can't because he's here. Let's see. Let's take this is Sputnik. Yeah, I wish I could get in here. British units, I'm going to have to, I don't want them right in front of the Bulgarians. He has not upgraded these yet, but he's got, he will get one here that's upgraded. I do want, I got to hold this here. Well, he'll get in. Ah, shoot. This is upgraded. Okay, let's do this. Let's go ahead and ship this. We're gonna get another one. We're gonna need to upgrade and swap and all that. Cannot move you. What's supply here? It's 10 anyway. This is all French money. I could literally, I can't sell you out. How come? French money that does these guys. I don't know if these get free if they get out. Well, let's just dig. I need to get you out. That's totally odd. We are not dug in here. We got decent supply. Okay, I'm gonna. going to get the Portuguese in. They're going to seize Central Powers ships, commercial shipping. And Germans will declare war on them. So we're going to get a cruiser and a couple detachments. See, when I'm doing all this, I got to stitch all this together. I'm not worried. There's no partisans out here, but he could roll this way. But we got to get this in. He could be here. I'm going to want to move this. You know, I blocked the port by doing that, but I did get him out. I could bring it around this way. Again, I got to go all in. And I'm going to bring a French unit. Do you have a division? That can get all the way to here. Move you down, Conda, right off the bat. Yeah, he's not in Derna. Derna can get cut off. I got ports here. As long as he needs to get around me here. We got to get that other unit. Okay, let's go ahead. So we're spending money. Transport costs. Oh. So I'm not dug in. We got room for another unit. And we'll get an Anzac here. Well, I've tested this for it. I don't want to explain it. We're going to go ahead and ship you. Because okay, let's go to new units. Because I've got to get a decent core. I'll be quiet for a couple turns on the Western Front. So he can interdict this. We can get into here. So we got to cover. We can do that. Here's a destroyer. I need this down in the Middle East or down by Suez because I'm going to want to start spotting down here. Look at you. I could shoot you, but I want to see. Now there's another Austrian down here. Shoot him. Yeah, we're going to have to go through the gauntlet, aren't we? Oh. Yeah, I need you quick. Okay, let's go. Oh, I know your little hide-a-hos, boy. Hidey-ho. No! You could be out here. How'd you go? Michael, you're sneaky. So we got to cover this. We can do it. something could come out of here. Don't have to be that close. I'm gonna have to cover it from all. Yeah, something can come out here. And I can redirect this division too. You saw it. But what am I going to do? All right. Ooh, that's a good hit. I'm going to want the dreadnoughts down here because we're going to use them on the Ottomans. You. They hit subs good. So he's going to try to block this. It's not going to be so easy, is it? I don't have any ASW on these, and that gets expensive. All right, what can we do? Italians got 135, but probably going to keep the money. Don't know yet. This is not good enough. It's unfortunate. And this one spawned. At least we got a militia unit. Yeah, I'm using Turk 23's counters. I don't think he didn't have a bitmap for these. Usually these things can get ousted or get killed if there's enough partisans. So I'm going to have to bring another one. And when they're out by themselves, see, it ain't good either. I'm just wondering if I should ship them out. Okay, some will probably pop in Derna. These things get wasted. Well, Mudros. All right. When do I got? Shipping. One transport. Could block Derna. But some might pop here. Jesus. So the odds of partisans popping is greater in eastern Salonica than western. But I got unlucky here. They attempt to cover here. I hate them in Derna though. If I put him here, I'm gonna take a chance. I could put him in Masseuse. I'll see. Do that. Keep him from spawning there. I can actually get another unit to cover that. I should have thought of that. Okay, let's get in here. We won't be able to dig. Probably won't upgrade yet. Now we know where his subs are. Whatever I do, absolutely do not want him in City Barani. I do have a unit here. Probably going to want to get him by a port. Because if they get loose in here, you can block it, but you got to bring a bunch of units, and they can. It's a pain. So I'm just wondering. You can see why it's a long term. We've just done this little slice of the world. I do want to save a lot of my money. I could upgrade. I think I will, or can I? No, because we got hit. Yep, strikes here. See, so again, it's contingent on, it's random. So there's strikes of the air population. Not here, but it could happen there. I think I should get, I can't get into Derna, but I could block it. He ain't gonna pop there. Now, the Germans get a decision where to take another sub here in Pola or up in the Baltic. I would bet Grandma's house that it would be. Oh, that's pretty mean. I lost. Oh, Grandma, you can come live with us. No, that he took a sub here, a U-boat here. All right, we're gonna risk this. In the desert, these can move a lot faster in these hexes. I think it's just 3. So if we see him, so let's go ahead. Yeah, if I would have been out here, generally supply gets out to here. I'll show you guys. Here, and you can block this, but if you get a strike behind you, you're out of supply. You're not only just eating your shoes, you're drinking your piss. They try to get back. You move 1 hex, and you slaughtered. All right, well, maybe we should. And supply is going to bite out here, doesn't it? Yeah. City Barani. So do we cover City Barani? Oh no! I can't land. Shit. Oh, I screwed up. Dock's up 4. Oh. You can hit that. Oh, everything's going good, and now it isn't. Oh no. He could hit this if he sees it. Gotta cover it. Damn. I gotta cover Mudros too. Oh, that was a big wrinkle. If he dares, you'll see this is open. Damn. Oh, it's going to make it exciting, isn't it? I gotta cover Mudros. He doesn't have a marine. No, I think we gotta save the money, so we'll wait. I'm gonna take this here. So I can take this in Cyprus. I can take it here. I'm going to want Cyprus. It has a movement of 8, so I can get over here if we want. But we might as well take you now. We're coming back. Now this is another, I need another British unit down there, but I'm going to need it. Let's hold on that because I'm going to be moving that. Let's go back. Oh, every time I play it, so it's something a little bit different, isn't it? Yeah. Should have looked at the dock. Well, you might get a bite out of this. Get a freaking Bardi. And there's another deal, too. I don't remember if it's Bardi or City Barani. There's a decision where they can bring in Turkish half-strength corps. We'll come back. Okay, I'm not going to upgrade these. I got to see if he's stick in Nasraya. If he leaves this empty, you can spot 3 with these. Let's get you in here so we can upgrade you. So in July, I will get General Mod, and he comes with a couple units. And then later on, right after I can get an artillery, I will be doing that. Now, supply also out here can be, when there's spring floods, these can get hit hard too. Yeah, look at, well, Kurna just took it, but. So let's just block it here. Supply 3. Yeah, I definitely need another unit. Now I could buy Indian units, but they're $225, and we're not going to be able to afford to do that for a long time because we got to do research. Yeah, I'm going to wait because I'm going to do the Russians. Now the Russians, I'll come back and look at this again. Yeah, we're going to have to upgrade here. No general though. I'll go ahead and reinforce this. We're not done yet. Let's bring you. Yeah, we're not going to want to lose this. Okay, let's do the Russians. Now Udenich. I'm going to do all the Russians. I'm not going to do any research. What I'm going to do is I've got new units coming. Yeah, we'll get back to that. So we're going to get a mountain corps. It's going to be upgraded. I'm going to get one of these. I'm probably going to take it here. I'm going to take the airship here, and then we'll do Brusilov. But I'm going to upgrade these immediately. Now I can move here and get against them, but I'm going to have to do the shuffle upgrade and stuff. These guys are going to take hits, the Turks. But so if he wants to leave and come towards me, I'll be fine with that. I've got 5 shells. So let's upgrade everything. This one. Now I'm going to take corps here. I'm going to open the road up, and I'm going to take a mount corps, and I'm going to going to bring artillery down. Okay, so I've tested this before, so I'm moving you. Okay, you're going down. Yeah, the Russians are really in a bad position, so let's go ahead. I could use another HQ down there. We still got other movement, and I could sure use a cavalry unit, but I think I'm going to need that one here. Let's detach you. Again, I'm going to be bouncing around the map. They're better anyway, aren't they? But let's do this now before I forget. That red dot by me means they're on silent mode, so I'm going to use shells and defensive fire. So what I know is he's got 3 corps. He's got an HQ, and there's another detachment. And they're soft. That is it. He does get a unit, but he can't. He's got a place only like at a railhead, so it'd be like at I think like Yozgat or down in Entente. That's the closest. So the artillery, and I'm going to want to bring Brusilov. I got heavy artillery, but I'm going to use him for a couple turns. And then when the weather clears up, or just before, in a turn or two, because I don't think I can bust through the Chernowitz, but I can hurt the Austrians pretty good if I do it right. So the artillery can use the road. So I'll put it here. New units. That here. The mountain, these things are nasty mean. I want to use the road. All right, because we got to move up. So I'm going to bring you Denich. Did this first, so that's fine. I'm going to pull this back. You here, and I'm going to need this. 8. If I beef these up, they're expensive. These are heavy bombers. I can actually hit his supply, and he's already going to get hit by the weather, by the winter. This actually might be better. I might be able to have to shuffle, guys. Well, we're safe here. Supply down here sucks balls. Yeah. So I almost need another HQ. I could strip one. Now Persia's an interesting thing. If I want to invade it, there's Cossacks that are here. Well, they're the Shah's guard, but they're also, there's a chance that they'll defect to us if we declared war on them. Here though in Khorramshahr, Khorrambad, I believe there was another place here. I don't remember, but it might be Hamadan. There's Gendarme, but they're Swedish. There's a chance that they might go over. to this, they almost definitely would go over. And this is a national morale objective he might want to go after. Actually, I could use this over here. I'm going to go ahead and bring this in just to block this. Yeah, what's the movement on these guys again? These are divisions. Let me look at their properties. It's not a full core, they're cheap. Yeah, they're relatively weak, but their harassment abilities big time. This is another. Yeah, I'm gonna bring a Russian cavalry corps in from. The division. Somewhere objective. All right. Absolutely have to do this again. I've tested this, so that's why I'm kind of going. Well, it's slow but fast. I absolutely need this third one. The Russians are going to go down. Eventually, they're going to be knocked out of the war. So I've got to do as much damage to the Turks as possible. So you see, we're going to be putting pressure on Turks. With the house rules, the Central Powers cannot bring any CP, any like cores or anything like that into Asiatic Turkey. They could bring detachments though. And there's no bridge here. In vanilla, I think you can just go all the way down. That's wrong. Another thing too, the vulnerability about the Turks is the rail line. If I cut this rail line like with a marine, I'll probably have to get them out or I'm going to die unless I got into town, which you'll probably have these covered. If you do break this rail line, their supply goes down big time because it's not connected anymore to the capital. The industrial here, this industrial center. So that's why I hate having this, and that's why we're going to need another French corps, if not two over there. And I can pull these guys out eventually. Again, and then again, following up with the Romania is going to be difficult. So we bought that. So the Russians only got 42 left. So let's go ahead and do them here. So getting into Chernowitz is really hard unless you force them out. And with this frozen weather, I do have 5 shells. I can concentrate. Yeah, I could use all the shells here. Not all my units are upgraded. Okay, this is Brusilov. This is Evert. If I go on a defensive, I can bring one of these guys down to the Caucasus. I'm not going to go on a defensive just yet. The other decent general we got is Kornilov. Now you can do some pretty big damage. See, he brought German in here already in Lutsk. So I've been able to peel around behind him. Big time. But I'm gonna want to bring this down to the Caucasus in a couple turns. Again, can shoot 3 because it's gonna get choked here. Take Izram and take Trapezon. It's a complicated thing to do. The other mountain, we're going to start before April, but I have a third one to follow up. Let's go ahead and do all this. On Pleve is only a 4 covering Minsk. Okay, I'm going to dig. Now, this is on the nose is going to die. Yeah, I don't know what kind of weather we're going to have next turn. It could be frozen or mud. I'm not worried about attacks from this, but yeah, look at he's already working it. How much is the cost of upgrade again? Yeah, 23. So I can only do one. Not all these guys are upgraded. Not going to wait though. I got 5 shells. God, if I had one more artillery, I almost certainly could do this. Or if this was positioned down here, you can't swap like in the other games. In World War I, you can't swap the artillery and shoot. Is he behind a river there? No. Concentrate right here. See, I got some of my good troops. I got a more density here. I ain't getting in here, I guarantee it, because look at here. I'm stuck by these zones of control. Swap in here. The cavalry, see the cavalry get in there. I gotta break their zones of control. Sometimes they retreat too. Again, I'm sure he's got this covered. You know, I ain't gonna be able to get in there. Not unless I brought more artillery down here. Where do we want to damage him? We could hit him here hard. Got lots of units. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, he's worried about this, so they're in concrete. I'm gonna swap this guy. Probably on a rail line, maybe not. What have I done? Something wrong. Screwed up. Goddamn weather. And I got more shells. Oh, yes. Locked. Got 5 shells. So I got these. Jesus. He hasn't attacked. Or he's attacked. Right. Shift you. 5 shells. Well, let's make it The res is still good. No, ain't no Chernovits. Oh, that's all right. All right. I'm going to take a break in a second, so now I'm going to move off here. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to take a break. I need some more tea. So see you guys in a little bit. All right, I'm back. Yeah, I had to take a break. I was getting dry. All right, what are we going to do here? Prepared attacks. Trenchman of 3, but he'll kill this. Yeah, I made a change too. Michael told me about this. So you learned it from Bavary. Down in the left-hand side, you see the experience. Now I have a numerical values. So that's a lot better. I didn't even know that existed. You got to go in advanced settings and click on there. So you can see the progress, like the experience of this. If you look down the lower left panel, down the center, but it says 0.60. And then we got to do all this. I got a lot to do still. Italians, I'm going to keep most of that money. Still have 42. He has an artillery unit down here somewhere. Yeah, I might as well just get out, but where? Start here. Trenchman of 3. This is a soft. Here's when I can swap, but I actually need this here. Let's go ahead. This. Oh shoot! You know what? I screwed up. Oh, that's all right. Still got to do the sea here too. And then we got a lot. He's got subs out. Am I dug in? Looks like it. I do believe eventually at Archangel too, I'm going to get a British armored car. Not yet now. I think it's frozen. Good swap here. That's good. Yeah, I'm not worried about prepared attacks there. So I could upgrade you. Oh. 23, huh? You know, I do need this. I need another cavalry unit. Maybe I can just wait a turn. Yeah, because I pulled this guy. Since we're here, there'll be a destroyer waiting for me. We want to start dinking this. Yeah, we'll bring you down. Start spotting. Yeah, we can rail this. So yeah, there's a gap here, and I don't like it. Let's upgrade here. Got enough now for the other one, do I? Nope. Again, for the Russians, it's not a good situation. Well, we did some reasonable damage here and here, a little bit here. We ain't flanking them though. Well, you'll have to decide whether to retreat or not, or rebuild. Supply of 8. Yeah, it's kind of Brusilov's usually pretty fruitless. Again, this is scary. I've gotta follow up with it. Russian stuff, yeah. Now this, it's frozen. Pretty cool. And it's national morale. Let's go ahead and keep him out of here. I don't know where his Marines are. I think that the Marine starts over here. German Marine. That's another way to like get into here and stuff. They land in right here. I see what's just blocking. He's got a string of about 4 destroyers here. Land in here, get in Turku, or here, get in Hanko, that'd be bad. Let's just get you there for now. There's not much I can do with the fleet. We could stay in Palatz because I'm going to need to upgrade, or I could bring it. Let's see here. All he has to do is advance a unit here. Yeah. Well, we threw all of our money into this bit, and then again we're gonna do start in a couple turns. We're gonna make him force him to get money unless he doesn't wanna against Romania. And I'm gonna have to use the Italians. I'm gonna have to use the French and the British to make sure. Now in this map or in this scenario or this mod, it's 8% per chit. So now we're going to do the British. I still have, and I got a unit that I can get. And so I'm going to sell you. We got to spend money on research. So the French. Let's go ahead. Let's do the Western Front. Again, it's, we have Prince Albert. And I have my sole Belgium. I can buy Belgium is because I got Newport, but they're full price. Yeah, They ain't happening. We got to do research, but we do got to, and I do get a unit. I may put him in Plymouth and try to get him down here to the Med. It's going to, hell, it's going to break loose now. It's interesting. The Germans have 3 HQs. And when I practice, you can't cover all this unless you bring the HQ that's covering this front up this way. He may have done it, and I can start reading readiness. It seems a little lower. And you can catch it here. You can cover the whole line. He has another unit here. He could get some units here. I am going to want to upgrade this fighter. But we do got a ship. See, I don't got a lot of money yet for research. Let's go ahead. I'm going to leave the Dreadnought here. I don't think there's a sub. Yeah, I'll tell you where the subs are. The German subs, there's 2 of them here. Somewhere out here. Let's go look. Because we're going to be looking. There's 2 here, but they're low on supply. He's going to want to get them out. He's got 2 up here that are in good supply. He's going to want to get them down here. He's going to want to hit the American or the Canadian or the American convoy lines. He's got 2 here. Or 2 in here. He's going to try to, he can get back in the port. They're low on supply. I don't remember, and I think they're partially damaged, like they've been out at sea. Pretty cool. And we're gonna extend this line out, but I've got to get this unit over. So let's go ahead and transport you. And how many do I got left? I got 2. Yeah. I was gonna do amphibious transport. 23. Now let's get you in. I have units are not upgraded. The French, I have a kind of a dilemma. I have units that are upgraded. Units that are not upgraded. I have considerable money that I'm going to need to use for research. Research is a huge priority because the Germans are going to be ahead of us. We'll get catch-up bonuses. We got to cover this. So we got Prince Albert. We have Plummer. Yeah. So the front line. All right, we take the artillery off. Now this isn't upgraded. I'm going to have to do that next turn. So I'm going to bring in this is here. I could bring it in Boulogne and just repair these. He has. See, they had damage too, some of them. I got 3 shells and I'm going to recover 2 a turn. More. 3 shells. I'm going to get another one of these. Let's go look. April. Yeah, let's go ahead and place this. This is a dilemma. Probably going to need it here, but I can get him here from here. I want the option. So I'm going to put you here. Got an Italian. We got to do the Italians too, but we'll do this. Yeah, let's do the French. See how much money you got left. Usually I do research first, but we can't. Some of these units I'm going to, I need to upgrade because he's already got decent fighters. That leaves me with 208. Alright. This artillery is almost in a dangerous place here. Got to be able to swap units. So what we're going to do... So I better do British research with the 200. And now this is a dilemma too. I have just enough because I'm going to be spending money. Either do gas production, infantry weapons, or artillery. This is hugely debatable what I do. Germans going to have one chit in. They already got one chit in, so they're going to be double chitted. Gas production is going to be essential. He's going to be in it. He's already going to be in it. I will go with artillery weapons, and I can double chit this, but if we're going to have to get in gas production, we're going to have to get that. Now the French. I only have 276. I'm in the same freaking dilemma. Production tech is huge when you're low national morale. Yeah, I still got 83 with the British. With the French. Now the French I'm going to do some things. Did I set you here? I did. Let me see the production for the French. Next turn is the 25th, and after that it's April 22. So I've got 2 coming. Everything else is full price. The British also can buy a tank. Look at these attack values. Defense values are good too. It's 190. But yeah, I know. But we got to get shell research and infantry weapons, and then the tank, and then whatever else we got going on. Do we upgrade these? We upgrade these. Well, the French, let's do research. Let's go ahead and get in artillery weapons too. Also, I got 151. Can't do gas research, but I could do infantry weapons. We're going to be sending money to Italians. He's going to hit me pretty damn quick. Here's General Watch. So let's do these guys. There's a lot to do here. A lot of gears. Yeah. No, and I forgot to do this first, but that's all right. We're covered. All right, let's do watch again. We're not totally covered, are we? We can do you. Nah, this is good. I'll redo this. We don't really got enough coverage, do we? Let's cover. Who's doing you? Let's see. Yeah, I gotta do my due diligence. Okay, now that's kind of covered. So with 151. It's either upgrading, because if he launches me in the next turn, the turn after, I got to have these guys upgraded. He'll be in on me. Let's go ahead and do the research. Infantry weapons. Only do 1 chit. So I only got 26 left. Well, I think it'd be the nose right here. I need to get a unit in here. Let's upgrade this. start digging in here in Epinal. Could move in here because he's got artillery here. Well, I don't know for sure. Let's go ahead. I should have flew, but let's see what he's got. Fighters. Yeah, his heavy artillery's here. It looks a little slender. I don't know what he's got here. He's got something here. The Germans do start with a couple of infantry units, but I don't know what's here, and I don't know if I dare fly. Might take damage. I'm going to do it. It's frozen, yeah, a little bit. We gotta see. Oh, we got it. Okay, is there anything else? Still got to do battalions. All right. Now these, I do have mine. I think this is, I can only reach to here. Oh yeah, we're choked, aren't we? I gotta keep you there. Yeah, this isn't good. We're gonna have to kill this. He knows it. I'm just wondering if I should save this. I think so. Let's upgrade one of these. I have another Zeppelin. Long turn. Yeah, first turn. Once we get it going. So I've done artillery and I've done infantry weapons 1. The British are behind. And we're going to need to do shells quickly. I do have 60. Let me look at research here. So on an older version, the British started with 2 chits here, an anti-sub, and I'm going to need it. But he pulled one back, but he pulled one back from sub research for the Germans. Money's going to be tight for the British because they're going to be paying for a bunch of stuff. This is going to be the next priority. With the British, we'll see. We still got to do the Italians, but I do want to do the sea. Maybe let's do the Italians. Let me go. New units, it's on the Italians. Okay, and he's upgraded. We're going to need him there. All right, so we got... Well, he's okay, General. Duke of Aosta. Auto assist. I'm going to want unit here. Let's see what he's got cooking. Bang fighters. Ow. This could get, if he comes, he's going to come here. I don't think he's going to come through the mountains. I'm going to want to buy Alpini cores, but I'm going to need to save this money. Just a look. I don't know if we can get away with it. But the Italians can buy heavy artillery, but it's 300 MPP, man. But it's another heavy artillery unit that I can put anywhere. I mean, I can use it here. So let's go ahead and place you. We did you. didn't move anything, so yeah, we don't need this. The other general sucks balls. I can't get you out unless I start shifting, but I'm not. Yeah, that's fine. This guy's a real donkey. Saudi. The other thing is we're going to have to cover here. Again, what's coming with the Italians? I think it's just ships. That'll be useful. So will this. But 105. Yeah, he added extra detachments if you want to buy them. Yeah. Let's go back to the research. I'm going to have to try to save my money for this first before buying heavy artillery, I think. We could do another chit into this. But I really feel that I need to save the money. We should be able to get a catch-up bonus. We only got 2 chits. These, I don't know where the Austrians are. Their trench tech is poor, like the Russians. It's the Germans and the British and the French. They got the good. But we're not done. Let's dig, and then we got to do the ships. We're going to see some things. We still got the ships to do up there. Fighter, we already used them. Yeah, you could be useful anywhere close. I don't need you right here, or I do for here. You might want to clip them here too, but if we're done. Oh, this is difficult. Concentrate the artillery or keep it here. Need to protect this and be able to counterattack. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be really useful. We'll dig. Could be useful. That's we're on a rail line. All right, the ships. Now I could mine this. I want to use it for subs and slipping through here. Well, I don't know if I was done explaining this. So if he gets a unit, a ship like an armored cruiser or bigger, here that can be catastrophic to trade here. Yeah, I've retained my mines. I've got 3 for the British. 1, so 4 total. I mean, I could block this. Have a route through here. All right. Well, he's gonna have a couple. He's gonna try to slip some ships through. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna cover the whole shebang. Subs he's gonna try to get through. You might even want to clip these things. All the destroyers are going to pull. You have to use dreadnoughts. You are going to pull. Now, he could be anywhere in here. I'm not going to go look for him. He's going to be down here. I get supply at 12 here. I got destroyers. What I'm going to do is dispatch these destroyers to get supply 12, and we're going to start doing the convoy lines. Check that. Here and here. I got to guard the English Channel, though, too. Yeah, I can get 3 units. Okay, let's do this. This. They're going to be on convoy lines, so I need them out as long as possible. The subs I can actually use to look for him. Now I have here and block. destroyer here. Got two. I think it's prudent to keep them here. So we got to cover this. Got two subs. And I also could drop mines here. That relieves you too. Yeah, let's use a sub for spotting. We can keep it dreadnought. Okay. I can range out with these. Yeah, eventually I'm going to want to put ASW on all these things. He starts clipping my capital ships. I don't think he's going to come out. He might do that. I gotta keep the dreadnoughts in because the fleet comes out. Of course, it could always come out if I get the channel. I think this sub actually need it. I might have to. Let's play 11. Let's get here because we might. I could send him here and then rail it and then sail it again, but I'm going to try to sail around. Again, we're going to get Portugal. Need a unit here. I brought everybody over to cover this. That sucked. All right. So we still got 60. We could do tech. I'm going to keep this. Yeah, it's going to be a slow parade to upgrade all these. The Entente are behind. Not in an enviable position. He's not in an enviable position here, but he can hurt us pretty bad. He'll, like here. I am going to get more ships. And this could get diverted, but we're going to want it here. We're going to want to, as soon as we get this clear, got to get this one. He can make it here. 60. Do I do research? I absolutely know I'm going to be short on money. Fighter development, though. I bet you he's going to do it. We're full here. Naval warfare is good. We already got one. That's why we can do so many mines. Tank development. This is good down the road, but it's extremely expensive. I think advanced subs is good. I think I'm going to keep the 60, even though someone's telling me to do it to fighters. Where are the French on that? Yeah, they've got a Chitin. You know, the Germans are going to do it. he'll tear up my Air Force. I got to do it. Okay. I know it's long. Let's go see what he's going to see. He'll be looking. So he's going to be able to surmise something here. He knows I didn't do shells. Here, Italians, nothing. Again, the Italians suck balls. The Russians, no. Here's the Germans, 320. Austrians, 125. You can follow up on that guy. He knows he's not in danger against the Russians. So I think that's it, but there's going to be more. There's going to be decisions at the end here, I think, and we're going to find out about the. Just got this feeling 20 MPP. Is there anything we could do with the British money? Again, that's might be exciting. He might make a go for it. We'll try to get into here. We just don't want them loose. Again, it's a pain in the ass, especially since we got all this. We're going to want to upgrade here next turn. I don't want to leave this. I don't like this here, though. What are you going to do? I'm going to have to upgrade dig. So again, it's a holding action. How fast he's going to get through this, I don't know. Can't move here anyway. Why I can't? It shows that it's CP. Oh, I know why. Because it's Serbian. Oh, I'm going to have to talk to Michael about that. I should be able to get out of this port, Anavari. That's all right. It's too late now. I'm not going to restart again. But, you know, that's for 1914. But I don't think, because the Serbian supply went up here. I think Anavari should be Montenegrin again. All right. Well, that's why I couldn't sail out. But then I would have spent money. You're good. Again, I know it's a super long turn. Brusilov. Again, we have this if we want to send out. Did hurt him pretty good. That does look scary. Here, we pulled off a certain death, but that's just delayed. I have any more money to spend. I can't upgrade this. Do we need to get you closer? Looks well. That's a little better. You know, we'll see. Keep you in smelting. Good here. I'm looking. Well, these really complex ones, I really worry I forgot some. We don't want it. We don't need to. Oh, we could reinforce this. Let's reinforce because they usually they lose planes. Yeah. So next turn we're going to be able to move him and dig. And again, in a couple turns when the weather clears up, we'll bring the heavy artillery. We might even bring that. I don't know. We're going to have a lot of extra units. If we did get Romanian, again, it's going to take everybody and all their money. And you can almost certainly get them in. You got to follow up with it. Yeah, the Central Powers player might say, no, let's let the Romanians get in, right? And spend his money and not chase it, Diplo, and keep researching and get way ahead. Romania is a double-bladed sword. However, it will definitely relieve pressure here and here. Rock, scissors. The dreadnought can get sunk by the Turks. It would be nice to shell. These guys eventually are going to be going down here. We're going to work on them. Again, another reason why we need a British unit. We prefer Indian units because the British suffer in the summer. The Turks do too, but not as bad. All European units suffer bad. So I think that is it. Yeah, not a lot of ships in English Channel. This is just going to be for just to escort them down. We'll be back. That's it. I just got this EP feeling. French morale drops due to the surrender of Serbia. Germany welcomes Serbia. This is pretty cool. I don't think I've seen this in vanilla. I don't remember. It's been so long. I think Michael provided that. That's cool. All right. Are we going to get an air revolt? Oh, here, yes, we got lucky. It's 50-50. The earlier, the better. Prime Minister, we received a report from the Air Bureau of the Foreign Office notifying us that the Emir of Mecca, Sharif Hussein, has written to Sir Henry McMahon, High Commissioner of Egypt, offering an alliance. The Sharif is promising to rise against the Ottomans in return for financial and material support. Would you like to authorize the dispatch of a young officer called T.E. Lawrence to instigate an air revolt at a cost of 30 MPPs per turn for the next 5 turns? Absolutely yes. I helped design this. I came up with the concepts. I still kept all the old maps we worked out for a while. Air revolt spread south and west of Medina. Oh, we got one there. Air revolt spread north and east of Medina. Okay, that's a good one. The one down by Mecca can get clipped pretty good, so I'm going to have to slip them out. And this is going to expand. We're going to want to take it down to get Lawrence. We're going to bring Marines to help. Number of able-bodied men volunteering for the armed forces declining. This could lead us to having insufficient troops to replace the losses we expect to suffer in the coming year. Oh, this is a conscription. We want to introduce conscription to wheedle out those who are fit to fight, who have been so far reluctant to step forward and join the colors. So, you know, when you get the news for 17 months, I think that's how far this war's gone, of the horror. Who wants to? Introduction of conscription will provide us 3 infantry corps. We absolutely got to do this. This is going to cost us. There'll be strikes. Now, this is key too. More troops from Australia and New Zealand are ready to sail for Europe, and decision needs to be made to take their destination. I don't want them in Bristol. I'm going to need them in Egypt. So we'll hit no. We need that Anzac Corps there. We're going to have to upgrade it. Air revolt spread south and west of Medina. We got another one. Air revolt. Oh, we got real lucky. Sometimes you only get 1 or 2. Oh, that's a bad one for them. We take Hale, the little town in the desert. We can reduce that and we get it'll expand. There's 3 phases of smashing. Oh, he's gonna freak. All right. Ottoman forces in the Caucasus suffer from the winter. Ottoman troop morale falls as airs revolt, and they lose national morale if I block the railway. But we're definitely gonna dispatch people to Hale, the little town. We'll show you next turn. Oh, they're getting all sick on there. Following Serbian surrender, refugees flow into Albania. Montenegro still stands. Taunt forces northern blockade line is full. Taunt forces distant blockade line. This is a cool. British troops surveyed a Macedonian front. Now I'm wondering if this only shows up if the British show up there. I don't know. Sharif Hussein denounces the Ottomans for having rejected God's word. Okay, Belgian expedition armored car corps deploys with the Russian army. That's going to show up in Archangel. It's not ready yet. And it'll be a British unit, and I'll need to upgrade it. It can move 5 and spot 3, I think. It's a killer unit. No conscription. Fellowship proclaims its opposition to conscription. So this is our money, honey. You see how it's going to be difficult for the British to do everything. And it's going to be even more difficult to throw everything on the Romanians. So we got to get our basic research done. By spring, though, it's going to be bloody as hell. How much money we got with the Russians? I've had more. Well, I spent all of it. Oh, yeah, we spent money on this. Okay. Well, that's cheap. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. It's a huge long turn. I don't even know how long this is. I got 2 parts. I got to edit together. I'm going to put everything I can to try to win this one. Or at least get to 1918. We'll see. And try to get the Americans in. All right. This is OldCrowBalthazor. Thanks for watching. See you guys on the virtual battlefields. I am gone.